he'll be the third president impeached. The real test, to me, is going to be in 2020 in the fall. That's going to be the make or break for Donald J. Trump. But morally, this country was wronged.
Coming out of this impeachment process, in your eyes, does anyone come out of it looking good?
No. No, I'd rather see it focusing on raising the minimum wage. I'd rather see us focusing on labor law reform. I'd rather see us focusing on taking away what we took away from the Affordable Care Act and putting it back in again. I'd like to see where all those thousands of people may be losing their rights to food stamp. The impeachment is a process. The process is going to come, it's going to go, and it's going to go away eventually. And it's going to go in our history books. But everything else is going to live on.
How is impeachment impacting your political views?
I mean, everybody that I talk to thinks it's a big waste of time and it was unnecessary. I think people, it's the very epitome of what frustrates people about Washington. Like we feel like, okay, here we are struggling, homeless people, substance use problems, mental health issues, and you guys are spending all this time and all this money and all this, effort on a phone call that, I mean, at the end of the day, in my opinion, that stuff probably happens 15 times a day. I feel like they do that stuff all the time with all kinds of countries. That's just my personal opinion, that they do this quid pro quo thing all the time.
But you're still supportive of the inquiry.
Oh, yeah, because if he did withhold aid like they say he did, then he shouldn't do that.
I was watching a little bit of this impeachment going on today. I'm just disgusted with it. The guy has done more for this country in the last 3 years than Obama or anybody did in 8 years. The Democrats are not working with him. They made it look like this week, so since that impeachment and all that stuff, that they were trying to pass things just to satisfy the people in this country, to see that they are doing something now.
Do you think it's a good thing for the Democrats that they are also working on USMCA at the same time as impeachment is going on? Does that help you see them in a better light at all?
No. Why all of a sudden now, since they're impeaching him, now they're going to start passing things and trying to get him through?
You see that as a political play?
Yeah.
Dasha Burns joins us now. Dasha, give us a sense of where you are. Why is this a county that's a particularly interesting place to watch as we head into 2020?
Hey, Allison. Well, it's places like Ashtabula County that Democrats should maybe be just a little bit concerned about heading into the election year. It's a swing county, and this place has seen some tough times. Let me give you some geography real quick. We're in northeast Ohio on the border of Pennsylvania, and this body of water behind me is Lake Erie. Now, this place used to be a bustling port city, and the community here was supported by a robust manufacturing industry. But a lot of that left a while ago, and a lot of the population left with it. And the voters that we talked to here say that economic decline is in part what led this county to swing from blue to red, and pretty severely in 2016. Donald Trump won here by a 19-point margin. And voters we talked to here said they were just sort of sick of politics as usual. This place is pretty emblematic of a lot of places around the country where struggling and working class communities wanted a change and ushered Donald Trump into the White House. And so it's places like this that both parties should really be watching to see how events in Washington play with voters here. And for Democrats, they may have to do some pretty heavy lifting in order to get those swing voters back to their side in 2020.
Dasha, do you get the sense that people you're talking with in Ohio are paying close attention to impeachment and will continue to as it's now happened and as the articles of impeachment move to the Senate?
Yeah, you know what? People are paying some attention, but we've been to a lot of other counties across the country where people are glued to this process. Here, not as much. People are aware of it, but they're not paying quite as much attention, partially because of what you just heard. There are a lot of issues here that affect people locally on a day-to-day, and they are really prioritizing that. I want to actually pivot you around here a little bit because we saw the waterway here, but just over on Bridge Street over here, we've been walking around town, and this is a part of town where the community is revitalizing a little bit. They're seeing glimmers of an economic upswing. And the Trump voters that we talked to here credit this economic upswing to the president, and they're staunchly against impeachment. They say, look, this is the first president in a long time who's actually come here. Donald Trump did come here on the campaign trail. He came here, he listened to us, and now he's been in office and he's trying to take action on the issues that we care about. And they see impeachment as a big roadblock to that. So they're sort of done with this whole thing. But even the Democrats we talked to, although they're supportive of impeachment, they say that kitchen table issues are really what's going to resonate with voters here. And they want both parties to prioritize that, both in their work on the Hill, but also in that national conversation, try to break through this impeachment wall and talk about something else that matters to people here.
Hey, Dasha, is there anything out there that surprised you so far besides how cold it is? I've heard it's been pretty darn cold out there this week. All right, I think we lost connection with Dasha. Dasha, thank you so much.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.